us a nice little spot where two drainages come together. We got a drainage over here on the right, drainage over here on the left. We're right on the hog's back. Real nice trail that crosses right where we're standing, right behind us. Well, that was Mike we just met. Mike was sitting at the very top of this creek. There's a real nice water hole, real nice wallow. It's elky as heck through here. Nice big rub across the way. That's a big rub. Really nice spot. Mike been sleeping there all morning. He was sound asleep when we woke him up. He says he could see some trout swimming around down in here. Probably just a trouser trout. We're going to check the game cam. It's right on this real nice trail. It goes up. It's where we sat last year. Had them come through on us a few times. Nice, we got some images. Well, we got back to camp about noon. We saw a little forker horn buck. So we're going to do our typical camp breakfast with a few biscuits. Well, it's day 2. We had a real heavy rain last night. We followed some real fresh elk tracks up this hill. Like real fresh. We've heard bugles in all directions. Hard to tell what's a hunter and what's a bull. This is a popular spot. There's a hiking trail on the far right, and there's one on the far left. We're kind of stuck right in the middle here. It's about a mile in each direction. So we're not sure what's a hunter and what's an elk. But we followed some real fresh tracks up the hill, just a few hours old. We got a spike bull looking at us. One cow call, he came right in. It's about 40 to 50 yards. Lennon's about 20 yards to the right. Lennon's right behind that tree. He's right behind the big pine. Coming down this little creek bottom. A lot of fresh sign down here. We got a little wallow down here. The wallow's been beat up. It's all muddy down there. Never really been to this spot. And then we look over here. But somebody else has been to this spot. Got themselves a tree blind over the wallow. Pretty clever. Nice little hole. Found a real nice pine forest. A couple other hunters already beat us to it. There's 2 hunters up here. But it's a pretty area. A lot of sign. Here's something we don't like seeing when we're out hiking. Big old ball-faced wasp hornet's nest. I dare you to go up and kick that. No shortage of turkeys this year. Everywhere we go we see turkeys. That was a pretty dang big flock through there. One of the strangest things we always find in this unit are balloons. Helium balloons. They must leave the big city and fly due east and land out here at 4,000 foot elevation. But you'd be amazed how many party balloons we find out here. There's another one. Happy birthday. Oh, we're following blood. And we just quit following the blood because we found him right before dark, just like it always happens.
Perfect shot, and he's an actual fork, dude.
Wow, literally a heart shot. Literally a perfect heart shot.
That's what shooting all year does for you, Philly. Sorry, little buddy, but that's what we're out here.
Well, folks, every single water hole out here has a game cam on it or a sleeping hunter. And I mean every single water hole has a game cam. We have found at least 20 this season already. We found a wallow, found a camera. That one's a cell phone camera. That's for rich people. Well, at first we thought the circus was in town, folks, but that's just an elk camp. It's the biggest camp we've ever seen, and it really looks like the circus. Carnival rides and everything. Well, here's one of the treats to camping. Dinner time. Tonight's dinner, fork and horn tenderloins. Seasoned fork and horn tenderloins wrapped in bacon on the grill with a side salad and some macaroni salad. Bet you wish you were here. Well, we better see what's going on in here. Oh boy, those are going to be good. And that is a plate of dinner at hunting camp. We got 3 or 4 does up here watching me. One of them's got a tiny little fawn. Just the smallest little fawn I've ever seen. I can't go any farther till they move. I don't want to bust them, but they won't move. There's 3 or 4 of them just standing around feeding. That's the yearling. There's an even smaller fawn somewhere. There's that tiny little fawn. And there's a moo cow over here on the right. I saw everything move at once. And boy, I thought I was into something good because I saw some big movement. But it turned out to be a couple deer hanging out with the moo cows. Found an old makeshift blind. Someone built a little blind here. Overlooks a little water hole right here. Looks like nobody's been here in years. But we're gonna have us a seat, eat some candy bars. Moved on up to a real pretty area. But the elk aren't here this morning. About 3/4 of a mile off the road. And I can hear that road. There's been traffic all morning. There's been rigs driving back and forth all morning. There must have been 20 rigs drive by. But a pretty little spot, that's for sure. Not exactly sure what this is, but something tore this area all to hell. I don't know if that's big game or a bear or coyotes or what, but something tore this all to hell. Well, I would say that scrape out is from a bull elk, because there is some super fresh turds. This is like still warm. It's green and slimy. Whole line of it through here. So I'm pretty sure that scrape out was from a bull elk from last night or this morning. But there's so much traffic on the road, I think it pushed them back real earlier. Right at daylight, I think they pushed back in because of the traffic. Well, this wasn't here yesterday, so they were in here last night. We're close. This one wasn't here yesterday either. That's new from last night. Well, I successfully bugled in another hunter. He's gonna crest over this knob any minute now. There's some moo cows down here to the left. And the moo cows will snort you and huff you just like a doe will. They'll let you know if something's there that's not supposed to be there. So I heard the cows huff, let off one cow call, and he answered back. Sounded just like the elk rill call, kind of lasery. So he's working his way up to the sound of my bugle. And he's going to come out somewhere right in here. See if we can catch him on camera when he pops out. Looks like I called in a herd of does. There's 6 of them down there. Not a single rack, but at least things are moving around now. So today I've called in 1 hunter and 6 does, but no elk. Well, we lost that arrow. We got a little teepee cam over this water hole. Sun is just starting to come up. Pretty nice little sunrise. And somewhere down there we got a generator running. I can hear that thing running to full bore. Must be one of the Harbor Freight generators. It's super loud. He rubbed that one up pretty good. Rubbed up real nice. Well, we want to know what the heck this thing is. Who's living back here? Oh, there you go. There's your answer.
Are you serious, Jason? Oh my God.
Let's go take a look. Let's go inside. Holy moly.
What the hell?
Wow, look at this compound.
What is this?
You need a permit for something this big out here.
I'm serious. What?
Wow.
What is going on back here?
We found another one. Let's take a look at this thing. Hello? Anybody home? Wow. I bet you dare me to open the lid, don't you? Here's another second seat back there. This area was completely full of camps opening weekend. There was a camp here, different camp here, and a different camp right over here. And you can still see there's someone got a tent set up down there. There was literally about 8 camps down this one little road. Well, this little water hole is full of trout. Let's see if we can throw a grasshopper in there. Try this hole. Oh, I see him down there. He's eyeballing it. Well, now they're going. Now they're hungry. I can see that one down there grabbed it. See him eating it? Thank you. Well, we're getting pretty extreme. This is one of the steepest side hills I've been down. But we think that big bull's down here. We got the brakes on the whole time trying to go down this. Because it is steep. Very, very steep. I hope it's worth coming down here. Well, we made it down and there's water down here. Pretty little creek. We were hoping it'd be full of wallows and rubs, but we haven't seen no sign yet. It's hell getting down here. Well, here's where the two creeks come together. One creek comes down right here. The other comes down this valley right here. Separated by this knob, this point right here. I've always wanted to come down here. And now that I'm here, it sucks. Don't come down here. There is no access. It is pretty much steep, 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 damn near vertical. I was hoping there'd be some kind of trail or something, but there is nothing down here. It is a danger zone. On the uphill side, we got rim rocked in. There's limited access. We're gonna have to follow this rim rock out before we can even get out of here. This is ridiculous. It is so steep and there's so many hazards to cross. We are working hard. We are working hard, folks. It is so steep you can't even see the creek bottom. It goes straight down. But there's water down there. We can hear a real good flow. Well, it's getting better. At least it's opening up. We got a side hill trail through here. It is still steep as hell though. But we're gonna hunt this little valley out. Well, it's the next morning. Glad to be out of that hellhole. We got bugles coming from the right and the left. From the right there's a trailhead, so that could be a hunter. But this one up here to the left sounds promising. Bugled 3 or 4 times already. It's been answering my bugle too. So I think we're gonna head down that way to the left. Boy, this guy up here is making way too much noise. Sounds like a machine gun going off in the forest. Machine Gun Joe. Walking up this little trail and I can smell something stinking. Something stinks pretty bad up here. You smell guts. Yeah, he smells guts. Check the wind. Coming that way. Let's go look over there. Let's go take a peek over here, see what's going on. Well, we were walking up this cow trail and we could smell a gut pile. We could just smell it stinking. We used our wind checker, followed our nose, followed into the wind. And look what we just found. Somebody lost one. Looks like a decent raghorn bull. Stinks like hell. Holy moly, it stinks. Holy moly, it stinks. It stinks to high hell. Boy, I don't know if I can get any closer. It stinks so bad. Look at all those maggots. Oh my God, that's why the flies are so bad. Let's see if we can find a wound, an arrow. Make sure there's no cougars sitting in these trees above us. Yeah, there's guts up here. Decent raghorn though.
Here it is, bro. Oh, no, there's a better one. Ash on it. Broken ribs over there. Hard to say.
Really is, but there is a hole down here in the ass. Someone could have tried to take a quartering away shot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the arrow. Yeah. There's the arrow right there. Here, I'll put my bow down. There's some bear shit, so the bears have already been here. There's some more shit.
What a waste, dude.
Looks like the arrow is in a decent location. That carcass is full of maggots.
I don't think they are.
Try to pull this arrow out of here.
Someone definitely wants to know.
Carbon aftermath. Easton. Orange and white fletching. No luminoc. At least I don't think that's a lighted knock. Arrow came out of a decent spot. Came out of right there.
The backstrap's still good, dude.
Yeah, I have some maggot strap. Nothing like maggot strap. Decent little bull. I would have definitely shot that.
Dude, what do you mean? It's fucking good looking.
I would have definitely shot that.
Tag, dude.
Found another one. Look at that. That one's all locked up. And not only is there a camera here, there's a climber stand. Hey! And a dead bull elk right up the hill. Go figure. Found a 308 magazine at the water hole. Found a shed up in the timber. And this here is the first wallow we've come across with no game cam. No game cam here. Amazing. Boy, this one sure is a pretty little drainage. Green grass and a trickle of water down here at the bottom. Not a lot of food, but there's enough. There's always a few elk down here. But it is just picturesque, beautiful down here. Well, there's definitely a bull in this little valley, because this thing has had the hell beat out of it. He raked the heck out of this little shrub willow. You can smell it. Smells like the tree service was here. Smells like he just ran the brush chipper. You know what they say about the mushrooms that grow out of the cow patties. Boy, this one's real fresh. It's beat up there 7-8 feet high. You can tell how fresh it is, because look at those pine boughs down there. They're green as can be. They haven't wilted or faded at all yet. So this thing was just hit. I bet you it was hit last night. We call that lunch. Oh, he drilled it. Pretty sure he drilled it. They're still there too. They didn't fly. Oh, we're eating good tonight, folks. We're eating good tonight. Not sure what happened. Oh, he's pulling out a broadhead. Changed his mind. He's not going to waste a broadhead. That would be an expensive grouse. Yeah. Looks like we're hot on the trail of Bigfoot. That's definitely a Bigfoot track. He was here. He exists. Oh, we've made it to the top of Madison Butte. The famous Madison Butte. You can see a long ways. And I mean a long ways. Made it all the way up below the fire lookout. And it is a hike up here. Not exactly easy, but you can make it. Well, let's see here. Jesus loves you. And elk meat. I assume that's true. Well, we have made it to Pentland Lake. A very popular water sports destination. Popular for power boating, jet skiing, windsurfing, all the major water sports like any large body of water. Pretty little lake. Not a lot going on back here. But like I said, a very famous tourist destination. Famous for skinny dipping off the rocks over there. That's what they're most well known for, is the skinny dipping out here. The Pentland Lake Skinny Dippers Association. Another nice little dark canyon, but we're kind of striking out. Not a lot of sign down here, but it's a pretty little spot, that's for sure. Well folks, we did ourselves a public service today. We have created Unit 48's first and only public restrooms. 7 of the finest relics ever discovered in Unit 48 will provide good entertainment for the rifle hunters, whether they burn them or choose between one of 7 of the finest handcrafted you-know-whats mankind has ever created. These 7 fine relics were all discovered within the boundaries of Unit 48. Let's take us a closer look. We got the old-fashioned, we got the poop hoop, we got the ambidextrous, you can sit either direction, we got the classic, we got Day Trading Bruce's squat box, and we got the Rifle Hunter Blind Deluxe. That doubles as your blind chair for you rifle hunters. The poop hoop comes with a pretty extravagant toilet paper holder there. That's some real high class country living right there. What do you say we give these things a try? I'm kind of scared of this one, but for educational purposes we'll try it out. Yeah, this'll do. Whoa! For your rainy day poopers, we got the poop hoop. Boy, that's not bad right there. This one's pretty clever. I'd choose this one. Try out the ambidextrous. Looks like we could take one this direction, or we could take one this direction. This one swings both ways. The old classic, not bad. Classic number 2. For taking a number 2, that's pretty good. The old squat box, you ain't got nothing to sit on, but at least it'll keep it contained. And the rifle blind. Well, that's not bad either. I could rifle hunt out of this. Maybe even shoot a bow. This one's my second favorite. Well, I'm pretty sure this damn thing's been hit again, because it is way up there. It is stripped to 8 feet. So I'm pretty sure he's been back here. Well, we think we got that big bull from that rub riled up. He's bugled about 10 times now. We don't have a whole lot of daylight left, but we're going to try to get on him. He's down here in this hole, but he's been screaming at us. Well, we were hot on a bull, but right when we got him riled up and got down in here, we heard a diesel truck coming behind us, grinding and bouncing and bumping. And as soon as he heard the diesel truck, he shut up. So we don't know where he's at now. But he's somewhere off this edge. As soon as those things hear a truck or anything, they just shut up. We can't hunt here because it's the OHV park. But there's a nice forky, like 10 yards off the road. It's probably waiting for some crackers. Want a cracker? Want some crackers? Kind of funny, they're tame in the park. They don't run from you because you can't hunt here.
Well, it was a similar season to last year. No shortage of people, no shortage of hunters. Everywhere we went, we ran into other hunters. People camping everywhere. Every trailhead had rigs. One time we saw like 20 rigs parked at one of the trailheads. I don't know why 20 people were hunting together, but they must have had a reason to be up there all together. But there truly is no shortage of hunters out there. We had a couple of close calls, couple of close encounters. We had a spike bull walk in right behind us. One cow call, I turn around, and there's a spike bull. My guy was looking the other way, and it was standing right behind him. Kind of funny how fast it happens. Before we knew it, it was too late, and the bull was walking away. We found a nice dead bull, stinking up the whole place. Nice little 5x6. And then I had a chance at a nice big 5-point. I figured it was going to walk right by Leno. Figured he'd get a shot, and I'd get the whole thing on camera. But I was the only person with the window. I had the shot this time, but I had the camera in my hand. I should have threw the camera down and drew back right when he was walking up, and that would have been my big chance for the season. But I chose to film. Looks like I chose wrong this year. But hey, it sure is fun. And what would be better than to have the shot on camera? So that's why I chose to film. I've already shot a lot of animals, and it'd be fun to get a whole shot and a whole scenario on video. So that's what I was going for. No shortage of grouse, no shortage of turkeys, birds everywhere. Everywhere we went, we jumped a bunch of turkeys. Everywhere we went, we were jumping grouse. Leno shot a little buck like he always does. He doesn't pass up any buck. First one that walks by, he shoots. He always fills his buck tag, but I guess that's what you're supposed to do. We met a lot of new people this year. We met Sean from Hood Unit. He was having pretty good action, but he was having to go up high. Every time we saw him, he was in his shorts, had his big backpack, had his bow strapped to his backpack, and had his walking poles. He was cutting a couple miles before he even started hunting. So the farther you got away from people, the farther you got away from the road, the more success people were having. He wasn't doing anything down low. He was just beating feet to the high ground, trying to get away from everybody. Met Eric from Tigard, great guy, great hunter, type of person you want to meet out there. Had a couple legitimate complaints. He asked us, what do we know about e-bikes? And I said, well, there's a sign at the trailhead there that says no e-bikes. And it says legislation change in 2022 to include any e-bike style, pedal assist, e-bike, anything with a battery or motor as a motorized vehicle. And you can't have them on a trail or a closed road that says closed to motorized vehicle. And he says, well, I was 2 miles up this road, hiking and huffing around trying to be real quiet, and then 4 e-bikes go blowing by me at 20 miles an hour. And I said, well, I don't think you can do that, but maybe they know something I don't. So he had a legitimate e-bike complaint. He hunts from Pentland Lake all the way to Tamarack, and he says down on the main roads and highways he was seeing guys on four-wheelers with radios running up and down the roads, radioing the hunters, telling them where the elk are coming up at. So he was frowning on that, as he should be. People on four-wheelers trying to corral the elk, and it was likely outfitters on the four-wheelers and radios. You're not supposed to outfit on public forest land, so he was disappointed to see things like that happening. He also said he saw a drone out there. He saw a drone buzz in the canyons where he was. Said it had some type of camera hooked up to it. He figured it was a thermal camera trying to find animals. So he had 3 complaints: e-bikes, guys on four-wheelers corralling the elk, and drones. But a good guy indeed. Happy to have met him. Met another guy, Joe from Sandy. Great guy. Joe has the know. He knew everything that was going on out there. He stays in touch with a lot of different people. Said the private land hunters tagged out the first 2 weeks. They filled all their tags in 2 weeks. They had a lot of success on the private land. He camped right near us and was kind of disappointed that there was no elk down low. So he took off week 3 for the high ground too. But a great guy, a fun guy to meet. But all in all, a fun season. Happy to have that privilege to be out there. I keep waiting for him to revoke a guy's privilege and crack down on the bow hunting, but it hasn't happened yet. They still issue a lot of tags. Joe had an idea that I had years ago. I think there's something like 1,600 tags let out for that unit, but there's only 500 or 600 that put it down as their first choice. So there's only 500 or 600 people that really want to hunt the unit archery, and the other 1,000 use it as their backup idea. Likely rifle hunters that don't get their rifle tag, so they choose archery as a backup solution. What if there was a way to make a distinction between those 500 or 600 true bow hunters and the rest of those 1,000 people that use it as a backup plan? What if we could keep the archers in a group to their own and the people that use it as a backup plan in some other type of group? It would sure be fun to be out there with 500 or 600 true archers instead of another 1,000 hunters that are just kind of polluting the waters. But management's tough any way you look at it. Everybody needs a piece of the pie, and everybody needs a paycheck. The less tags you issue, the more people that complain that they didn't get a tag. The more tags you issue, the more hunters you get complaining that there's too many people. So what do? Always a tough decision, but I'm sure there's a better answer somewhere in there. But all in all, fun times. Great to be out there. Cool forest area to be in, cool to see animals, and cool to get away from the work life for a week or two. And definitely cool to eat that good camp food. Camp food and cold beer is probably why I go. So I'll see you out there next year, because it's a fun place to be, that's for sure.